Alright guys, so as you can tell from the cover photo, we have done some serious modifications to the Nova since the last time y'all seen it. And a bunch of y'all are probably going to be kind of mad with what we've done to this thing, especially y'all older guys, because y'all kind of get stuck in y'all's ways whenever it comes to certain stuff in drag racing. But before we get to the car, I know some of y'all might notice the scenery's a little bit different here, but for the past couple of weeks, we've been moving into a new facility. It's not fully set up yet. The old tenant still has some stuff in here. So once they move all their junk out of here, next week's video will be an overview of the new shop. So I'm really excited about that. But now let's get into this and show y'all what we've done so far. So yep, we're going to go ahead and go to the back. So as many of y'all know that have watched us build this car on Instagram or on YouTube, the car really was never meant to be this. So when we originally done the car, we did all full leaf spring setup. Well, as the car's progressed, everything gets progressed with the car as it's progressed. So the customer had thought about it long and hard, and honestly, he wasn't the biggest fan of the leaf spring setup. So he finally pulled the trigger and we cut all that junk out. So for the past 6-7 months, that's what we've been working on. We cut all the leaf spring stuff out, and as you can tell, we have full length this bad boy, and it actually has one of our chromoly 9-inch housings in it. Looks really good in there. Luckily, with the way that we originally built all the back half, we didn't have to cut much out of the car. We had to redo the shock bar mount, obviously, and relocate the anti-roll bar for the most part, but everything went back pretty well where we had it. So it was a big project, but it wasn't nothing crazy big. The biggest thing was just cutting all the leaf spring stuff out without getting into any of the bars or anything like that. So but was able to do that. Everything fits super nice up inside of here, and I'm honestly super excited with the way this looks, and especially up from the backside with the rear end and everything. Obviously, we did a traditional parallel full length setup on the car, so with doing that, you have to run a wishbone. So we got the wishbone in the car. We did a lower mount wishbone on it, so Derek can get you a inside look at that. And as you can tell, we didn't have to cut a whole lot out of the car, but there's our lower wishbone mount, or our lower wishbone. There's our 4-link brackets and everything. So, I mean, this thing's honestly got this is the best of the best whenever it comes to 4-link stuff without going to the 8-inch adjustable. So, pretty excited about that. That's just going to take some of the guesswork out of the leaf spring stuff, and honestly brings the value of the car up a lot, being 4-length instead of leaf spring. So we ain't got to fight that once it's done. Next, obviously you can see we got the hood on there. Love the way the Sunoco hoods look on these Novas. Just gives a nice, clean, sleek look on these things. So super excited about that. We move over here to this side. You can see we got our exhaust and everything ran. This is all 5-inch stainless with this 5-inch teardrop. All this is from Stainless Bros. Shout out to them. They've had some of the best stainless in the game. So, but I guess next we will pull the hood off of here and let y'all see the next thing that we've redone on this car. We got the hood pulled off, and as you can see, man, we pretty much changed everything underneath the hood too. Obviously, we didn't change the motor or anything. But in the last video, y'all seen, the turbo is mounted this way. We had an old style, precision turbo, and we're supposed to have an intercooler and everything up underneath the dash. But, as me and the customer talked, we want to do a little bit more of a simple setup and also upgrade the turbo. So we decided to go with this water to air intake intercooler. Just simplifies everything a lot, and, your piping is a lot shorter with one of these setups. So, went with one of these intakes, did one of the motion throttle bodies with their quick couplers and everything. Onto the turbo. This is a Forced Inductions GT55R 98 turbo. We got that bad boy in there. So one of the big things that we wanted to do with this whole setup was we wanted to keep everything underneath the hood. So that was a bit of a challenge in itself, just because of how tall the intakes are and getting the turbo placement and everything right so it all fits. But it all fit in there very nice and everything. Like I said before, we did our 5-inch stainless exhaust. All that's from Stainless Bros. I'm super excited with the way that turned out. So, got that. We got our wastegates on. Super cool the way that we did those with all the pie cuts and everything. And, just really like the way that those turned down, right here. But, as I said, pretty much we've redone everything on the car other than the original part of the chassis. So, it's been a lot on this car, but I'm super excited with the way that everything's turned out. I'm glad that we have done the changes that we have, just because it makes it all around a lot nicer car and everything like that. And car's gonna work a lot better with everything that we have done to it. Getting one thing. So as you can, if you look over here, you can also see that this. Some of y'all know this was originally Doug Cook's car, and he's using it to do video and TBM brakes and everything. And in the last video, it had strange brakes on it. Well, we decided to go back with the TBM brakes on this car. So we got the TBM brakes, and then we also ended up doing the TRZ billet 2-inch drop spindle and everything on it. So just this car's got a lot of nice pieces on it. It's just getting all the finishing touches on it now that we are solidified in all of the big decisions and getting the car to where it is now. That's been a process in itself, and just making sure that everything is how we want it now and we're not having to redo anything else. So, like I said, I'm super excited with everything that we have done to this car. It's turned out super nice. It's took us a little bit longer than we would like, but I'm super happy with the way that it's turned out. Y'all let us know in the comments how y'all feel about us cutting everything apart on this car. Cause like I said, other than the cage and just the original chassis, that's all that's left from the original start of this build. So, let us know in the comments if y'all agree with what we've done, if y'all are mad that we cut everything out of it, or if y'all like the new 4-link setup, and, just let us know there.
What's left on this build to finish it out?
Okay, so actually what I'm going to get started on now, once we get done, is we have a small radiator that I'm going to be mounting right here. Then from there, the way I'm going to do this is I'm kind of going to start at the front of the car and work my way back. So radiator, then from there I got to install the steering column and build the steering shaft. That way this car actually steers and everything. That way we ain't sitting here having to kick tires around anymore. But from there, that pretty much finishes everything on the front side of this car. The next big hurdle from firewall to the back of the main hoop is figuring out what exactly we're going to do with this transmission tunnel right here. Because we're wanting to keep it kind of stockish to where it don't look like it's been cut apart too bad. But with as low as the car sits, the dry shaft sits pretty high up in the car. So we're definitely going to have to do some type of fabricated tunnel, but really just figuring out how we want to do that. Once we do that, we're going to mount the seat, get the seat mounted. I don't know if we're going to mount the dash yet, but we do have a carbon fiber dash and everything for it. And then from there, it is just pulling everything back out from the rear, final welding, and going over the whole car. Make sure every bar on this car is welded. I know all the cage bars are welded, but all the bars that we've installed in the rear of the car for all the suspension stuff, just need to go over all that, weld all that up. We have probably 75% of the interior panels made. They just need to be put in the car, stitched in. And then really from there, need to build a fuel cell, water cell, and then this thing's done. So, or at least on our part, it'll go back to the customer, and then they're going to get started on wiring and plumbing and all that fun stuff, and painting and all that jazz. So, yeah, we got a good bit of work left, but we've, like I said, getting everything set in stone of how we want it and getting all these big pieces knocked out. It's been the biggest hurdle, but we're over it now, and we're on to the home stretch with this thing. So that should be it. Like I said, y'all just, leave a comment, like this video, make sure you're subscribed, and next week we're going to give y'all a full shop tour. So thanks.